This method is used to replace damaged surface mount pads with commercially available replacement pads. The new pads are bonded to the circuit board surface using liquid epoxy. The minimum skill level needed to complete this procedure reliably is advanced. The conformance level reached when this procedure is completed properly is medium. See the web page for a list of the tools and materials required to complete this procedure. The procedure follows. Step 1. Clean the area. Step 2. Remove the defective pad and a short length of the connecting circuit. Step 3. Use a knife and scrape off any epoxy residue, contamination, or burned material from the board surface. Use caution. Abrasion operations can generate electrostatic charges. Step 4. Scrape off any solder mask or coating from the connecting circuit. Step 5. Clean the area. Step 6. Apply a small amount of liquid flux to the connection area on the board surface and tin with solder. Clean the area. The length of the overlap solder connection should be a minimum of 2 times the circuit width. Step 7. The area for the new pad on the board surface must be smooth and flat. If internal fibers of the board are exposed or if there are deep scratches in the surface, they should be repaired. Refer to appropriate procedure. Step 8. Select a commercially available surface mount pad that most closely matches the surface mount pad to be replaced. If a special size or shape is needed, it can be custom fabricated. Step 9. Cut out and trim the new pad. Cut the length to provide the maximum allowable circuit overlap for soldering. Minimum 2 times the circuit width. Note: the new replacement surface mount pad may be trimmed from copper sheet. Step 10. Mix the epoxy and apply a small amount to the surface where the new pad will be placed. Step 11. Place a piece of high-temperature tape over the top surface of the new pad. Place the new pad into position on the circuit board surface using the tape to help in alignment. Step 12. Cure the epoxy per Procedure 2.7 Epoxy mixing and handling. Caution: some components may be sensitive to high temperature. Step 13. After the epoxy has cured, remove the tape used for alignment. Carefully clean the area and inspect the new pad for proper alignment. Step 14. If the new pad has a connecting circuit, apply a small amount of liquid flux to the lap solder joint connection area and solder the circuit from the new pad to the circuit on the circuit board surface. Use minimal flux and solder to ensure a reliable connection. High-temperature tape may be placed over the top of the new pad to prevent excess solder overflow. Note: if the configuration permits, the overlap solder joint connection should be a minimum of 3 mm from the related termination. This gap will minimize the possibility of simultaneous reflow during soldering operations. Refer to 7.1 Soldering Basics. Step 15. Mix epoxy and coat the lap solder joint connections. Cure the epoxy per the manufacturer's recommended instructions. Note: additional epoxy can be applied around the perimeter of the new pad to provide additional bond strength. Step 16. Apply surface coating to match prior coating as required. Evaluation. Step 1. Visual examination. Step 2. Measurement of new pad width and spacing. Step 3. Electrical continuity measurement.